Something to think about. An entire game of chess. An intelligent, strategic, systemized, complete game of chess cannot operate until the first move is made by the pawn. Just sit with me for a second. You go study the game of chess. You listen to masters. You attempt to play yourself. You have all these strategies. You can invest an entire lifetime mastering the game of chess. It still doesn't guarantee that you win. Yet none of that matters if the pawn does not make the first move. Look up the etymology of a pawn and you're going to see that it's in the lowest totem pole of the hierarchical chart of power. Seek to understand the soul of the pawn. That pawn will do anything or whatever it takes or whatever is necessary to protect the king, the queen, the ethics of the game. That pawn will not think twice in the game of chess. That pawn will sacrifice his or her life. Or rather, should I say, the black piece or the white piece. Yes, the pawns work in numbers and in power since they hold the numerical majority of the chess pieces. But pay attention to where the pawns are placed. How they hold an innate protection right before the game starts. And yes, we know how the game is going to end, A, B, or C. But going back to my point is the game cannot evolve into completion until the first pawn and its move is created. Now what happens in real life when enough of us pawns start to become more conscious of our power and presence, just one single pawn piece? And enough of us are starting to see this one game, the strategy, from the mindset of the player. What happens when there's too many pawns in this world, which offsets the ratio between the chess of life strategy, warfare, politics, religion, the harmony of this experience in the way that it's been set and in the way that we're experiencing. How is it that most of us can only speak and have theories in regards to the other side of the creation of the set called chess or in life? What happens when the pawn's no longer set to protect the entirety or the integrity of this game? I'd like to say, based on my experiences so far, that all games with rules, regulations, guidelines must end before a new game continues. So now imagine one person with the ability to create a couple million games on a quantum computer and allow those games to autoplay and autocomplete themselves. What happens with that data from us, from our past, present, and projected futures, all of that data? What happens when they take the supercomputer and create millions of possibilities? Now, I'm not here to tell you the response to that, but I am asking you to observe just a little deeper with the point I'm trying to bring across. See, even the creators of these games created rules to complete and to encapsulate the integrity of each chess game in order to be able to extract, as the example I just noted, the millions and millions of games happening with data. And although nothing is absolute, probabilities, right, such as the golden ratio, Maybe it doesn't equal 1 + 1, but there's always that buffering system between comparisons that never seem to arrive. But that's not the point. The point is to see how the oscillation of the continuum, right, of energy works and communicates. And these master creators have used this to see what is being revealed. Or is there going to be a great separation? Or can they hone in and reset, repeat another set of chess for the next page, and the next, and the next, and the next? So what if I was to tell you that none of this could ever even exist? Not the creators, not in this way, not the game of chess, not even myself. If you weren't conscious here right now and participating, how do you offset if you're looking to create a new reality that has been whispering through your imagination, through your creativity, through your letdowns, through life not treating you right, through things not being fair? I mean, literally having to pay for water, food, etc., etc. Such rules and regulations exist and has existed. But there is an end game. If you pay attention, the end game is here and now. What happens next? Do we just observe and allow for history to repeat itself? Do we simply participate and alter the game? Or do we remember that we have a kill button? We have the ability to create our new current reality, one pawn at a time. And as a great observer that you are, you have ancient technology within your mind to extract the same data and data that these quantum computers can. You don't need a set of instructions, but what you do probably need, which is what most of us need, is the ability to align our nervous system, our somatic system, by means of yoga, qigong, acupuncture, conscious exercise, quietude, meditation, earthing, going through diets with social media, friends, family, the same. Allow yourself to no longer participate from the game so that you can actually participate with your ability to not just distract them, not to create more war, but to disassemble the entire story. Once you see that you're not just simply the pawn, but you are the power source that must be used for anything outside of you to continue.